Well, to the world of weddings now, and many couples have had their I do moment dashed this year with COVID-19, and the wedding industry has suffered dramatically with $4 billion wiped out from the economy. But a group of wedding vendors are determined to put a spring back in one step of a lucky couple launching a Win Your Wedding Back competition. Here to tell us more is Camilla Ayres, founder of Find My Perfect Venue. Hey, Camilla.
Hi, Alana.
Oh, look, my gosh, I feel for you guys. To take it back a notch, we were all planning to do a wedding show here on Ticker back in early March before we had to put the brakes on the entire thing. Talk me through the last 6 months. How badly has the industry been impacted?
Absolutely, and you know all about that. You know, planning your own wedding. It's been absolutely devastating for the industry. You know, we've got a world-class wedding industry here in Victoria and, of course, Australia, and they're effectively in a holding pattern right now. There's been no clarity as far as reopen dates go. Essentially, you know, the wedding industry is looking at an outdoor dining option to make sure that they're ticking the box for capacity of guests. However, you know, what does that look like for an indoor wedding venue that's on the smaller scale and still having to tick the box of the 4 square metre rule? So they're up against it, no doubt. And I don't know about you, but the first thing that I'll be doing is wanting to celebrate with my nearest and dearest, you know, in a safe way. And so we need to love on this industry. The wedding and events industry needs support. They need an action plan, and they need some financial package, or, you know, a bit of a leg up so they can start to, you know, propel their way forward into 2021. Because if immediate action is not taken, it's going to be even more devastating than it already is.
Well, this is the thing I think that gets overlooked a lot of the time, you know, particularly when we are talking about things like the events and wedding industry, is that it's not just a matter of going, oh, well, the roadmap's back on track and weddings are back on. These things take a year, sometimes 2, to possibly plan. You really need to have that guidance from the government. I mean, who's having these conversations, I guess, on behalf of the industry to make sure that your message is heard in regards to this?
Yeah, that's a really great point, Alana. There hasn't actually been consultation. There are small industry groups trying to be a voice and trying to be an advocate, but there hasn't been consultation, and that absolutely needs to happen. The wedding industry is very much, particularly at the moment, community over competition, and they are ready to do what they need to do. Essentially, they have done all the right things. They've been compliant the whole way through, yet they are waiting in this holding pattern for some kind of an answer as to a way forward. So absolutely, now is the time more than ever to, you know, to take the hand of these operators, these venue owners, the wedding industry as a whole, and really give them the financial support and some kind of clarity around numbers, you know, around how this is going to impact their 2021. If they can't get some clarity around financial support or numbers, how are they going to take their foot off the brake? It's a really tough time at the moment.
Yeah, it is. And I think you're so right there in saying, you know, particularly for people that are planning their weddings as well, if you don't know a number, if you've got no parameters to work with, essentially we've moved our date 3 times, but we've kept the format in our minds the same, hoping that at some point things just go back to normal. But if they say, oh, look, you know, you're only ever going to be able to have 80 people, well, we've already, you know, in our mind, got a guest list of 120. So it completely changes the dynamic, not just for planners, but for people that are going through that journey that's supposed to be such a special time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so stressful. And, you know, I'm in a position where I'm sitting in between as a conduit between wedding couples and the wedding industry. And so, you know, I'm hearing these heartbreaking stories of couples who are they still feel inspired to plan, yet there's no real parameter around what that looks like, as you're saying. You know, there's very much a trend towards micro weddings and elopements just so they can get married and in 12 months' time potentially have that big party with, you know, with all of their loved ones. But it's tricky. And with, as I said, with no clarity and no real parameters around what that looks like, it's impossible.
So, I mean, that aside, because it is a lot of doom and gloom, you and some beautiful wedding vendors have decided to do something so amazing for one lucky couple. win back your wedding, a competition. Tell us a little bit about this.
Absolutely. So talking about support packages and talking about the industry and couples, Find My Perfect Venue has come up with a way that I can, really bolster the wedding community and one lucky couple. So all a couple needs to do, if they've been impacted whatsoever through COVID and their wedding, this is the chance for them to redo the I Do. I'm really excited about this competition. Essentially, they need to vote on one of 3 venues. So the 3 venues that have thrown their hat into the ring, and if they are voted as most popular, they actually win a $21,000 support package. So I'm doing my bit to try and, give this industry a leg up, but the government really needs to step up and start supporting an industry, a world-class industry that we have here. So essentially, Barn & Co. On the Mornington Peninsula, Bonfire Station in central Victoria, and Alinda Yarra in the beautiful Yarra Valley are all giving away a wedding, or they are participating to give away a wedding. So essentially, one of those venues will give away a $10,000 wedding to one lucky couple, and all a couple needs to do is vote. So it's as simple as that. And it's, a small way that I can try and give back to both the wedding community and couples.
This is so amazing. When is the competition open to, and how can people get involved and register?
Absolutely. So head straight to the website, findmyperfectvenue.com.au, or follow me on Instagram. 6 days to go. So all you need to do simply is choose which venue you'd most like to get married at. It doesn't matter what reason you're entering. A lot of people have, had their plans pooped all over by COVID. And this is one way that you can win back your wedding mojo. So head to the website, cast your vote. One lucky couple will win, and whichever venue is voted as most popular will win that support package.
Oh, this is so amazing. Congratulations to you and everyone who's actually thought about putting this together. I think people are needing some hope and some things to hang on to. So let's hope that we can get to the other side of this, get some clarity for your industry. And we really thank you for shining a light on it this morning with us. Thanks, Camilla.
Thanks, Alana.